Alright guys, welcome to this tutorial. And in this tutorial, what I want to show you is how to build a landing page totally for free using car.co, you understand? So in the previous tutorials I've done, I used laptop straight for system, even for card. But now I want to show you that it's really possible building that same landing page with your mobile phone. So I'll be using my mobile phone here. So let's go straight to the point. The first thing you want to do is go to car.co. So just go to car.co, and then for a beginner, when you are coming in, you choose a starting point. Like what you have to do is choose a starting point. You have to come here. What's this one do like this? Let me use this. So just click on choose a starting point. I don't know what this one did. So now for me, because I've already done mine, so I'll just go to open dashboard. But if you've not opened an account, just choose a starting point. They'll give you options: free plan, the April plan. If you have money, you can go for $9 per year. $9 is really super cool if you can pay for it. So I will not talk about design thinking here. There's a thought process behind every designs I create. If you want to learn about that, check the video around. The first video about building your landing page with car.co using your phone is in this playlist. You will see it there. Click on it, watch the first 20 minutes. I talked a lot about thinking like a designer and creating good designs, landing page designs. So I'll not be doing that here. So you understand? So you can see I already have it here done. This particular page here is what I did here with car.co, but I want to recreate it using my phone, so I have to create new. I don't know why it's telling me, oh, you reach your account name, please either change a different, delete a site and try again. I deleted the site already. Draft, let me go to draft. Okay, let me go to archive. I actually want to delete this thing, so let me delete this site because I don't need it. Let me just pause and play later. So guys, so I want to add new, and let's go through the process together. So let's choose a starting plan. So this one I just want to normally I just want to choose a scratch, like a blank page. I don't want to use the templates whatsoever. I just want to choose a blank page. And when you want to choose a blank page, you have to go to this box beside the arrow here. The box beside the arrow. Let me point at it. You can see that box. That's what you want to do. So click on it. Then nothing here yet. So let's start creating. So the first thing we want to bring in is let's see. So the first thing we want to bring in is that blue background stuff, which is a container, I think. Yeah, it's a container. Let's add container. You can see this is the container here. So let me first look at the way things look. I added it twice, so I want to delete one. Then this nothing here yet. I think it's an element. What was wrong? Nothing here yet. Okay, I know it's an element, it's a text, so let me delete that text. Click on nothing here yet now. Okay, so let's delete. So now let's edit this one. So like I said, I will not be talking much about this here, so that's it. So let's leave it at default. If you want to make it in 2 pages, you can let me widen it very well. Let me give it 2 max. So the height, let's make it long. So let me make it 100. Let's go. So the paddings, vertical 2 is too much. Let's make it 1. Horizontal 2, 2 is too much. Let's make it 1. So, oh wow, that's one of the problem before now. Means, so let's just leave it that way. So, where is the thing we did? Ah, wow. So what I want to do now is give it some kind of like color. So let's give it a background color. I don't know the color of it, so I'll just choose something similar. So it's some kind of deep blue. So let's leave it that way. So border, no nothing. So done. Okay, let me save this thing first. Okay, I think there's no way to save. So I'm actually cooking, so let me just check what I'm cooking and I'll be back. Okay, so let's continue. So like I said, okay, now the next thing we want to do is this text reshipping. So let me just copy. So it's very important to check the other video because I talked about the way I go about fonts and colors. Understand? So now let me add text. So it added here. Let me click on done. So let me drag it and drop inside this place. Okay, let me see if I can drop. Okay, so let me just undo. So now let's style this thing. Let's style the text. Now let's put it here, paste, and then we want to make it bold. So bold is 2 stars at the front and 2 stars at the back. So now we are done with that. Let's come to this appearance. So we want to make the color white. So just drag it to the last part, or you can add the color code FFFF. Understand? The font is Railway. Let's scroll down to R. Okay, you can see it. So the size, let's make the size 1.5. Good. So let's make the weight medium. So I think it's big, so let's make the size 1. Okay, great. So let's make line spacing, let's make it 1.4. I'm just trying to check through. So one thing you should know when designing with CAD is that if you are using your phone to design with CAD, it's not likely to be responsive with your when they are checking it on desktop. But you don't have to panic. Most of the people, they are using what did I say? They are using phone. Like 99% of people are using phone. This one is none. So I think that's all. So okay, so one thing I want to do here is the fact that you see this. Let me you see this place, like the place that W to this place, I'm coming from that W to where this blue thing starts from, like the corner where it started from. You discover that there are some spaces there. You discover there are some spaces in between. So you want to do that spaces because it's very important. You want to make the space between that blue thing and then the text much more larger. You can see the space is not much here. The space between them is not really much, and which is not what we want. The space here is not much, so we want to adjust it. So now let's go to here. Then please go carefully, because any small thing you touch there can spoil some stuff. So let's go to margins. The margins here should be 1 or 10. Yeah, no, let me reduce the margins to 0. The margins are another thing entirely. So alignment should be at center, which is what we have, appearance. So I think we are done. Let's just click on done. Now what I want to do is come to this particular container, blue container, click on the container. Wow. So the thing is I don't build landing page with card, but it's just like I said. I said in a particular video before. So the thing is now that it's based on how well you are good in design. So all these platforms, they have most of them are similar. So for someone like me, there's probably no kind of landing page builder, provided that I'm not coding, that I cannot use. So there's none. It might take me some time to adapt to the kind of interface, but most things are found the same way. Understand? Including WordPress, Elementor, Thrive Architect, the things inside WordPress or system or whatever landing page builder. So it's more just than just building pages. It's more about you understanding the concept, the tools, the elements there, like text, fonts, icons, containers, content box, background section, and all those terminologies. So this and that is very, very important. So okay, now one thing I want to do is now that you can see that the text here is at the middle, and we want to make it at the top. So you want to come here. Once you click on that container, go to content, and then in position put it at top left. So alignment, leave the alignment. You understand? So leave the spacing yet. So we don't want pattern, unless you want to give it a background section. So the next thing we want to do is another container. So let's click another container. Okay, so done. I think what is this now? I'm coming. Alright, so I had to delete everything in the page because I discovered that a container cannot be inside a container. You understand? So this is what we should do when we want to start. Now we're creating from scratch. The first thing you want to go is to go to the page, like the page itself, and this is what the page is. You understand? So you click on the page, then you want to set it to box. You understand? In fact, let's make it a white box. Okay, done. So you can see the box is white. Now let's click on the page again on top. So position, I want to make it at the center. Then let's see about the height, the size rather. Okay, let's leave it that way. So content there should be at the center. Okay, so we are done. So let's now create a text, put it inside. Now you can see the text is inside, but let's go back to the page. Let's design the page. Let's give it a color. So let's come here. Let's give it a deep blue, a deep or faded blue. Okay, done. So now the text, let's click on the text. Let's let me paste that in there. So let's add 2 stars so it can be bold. Now let's go to this place. Let's change the font to Railway, and then the size to 1.25. And then the color from black to white, and then the weight to medium, and then the line spacing, let's reduce it. Okay, let me just explain. So okay, you see, now let me explain some stuff here. The line spacing is the space between these lines. Like, wish you could start any, and this extra 550 for starting from extra 50 is another line. Wish you could is the first line, so you can see the space between the two of them is the line spacing. Then I made it bold and I'm writing it, and that's all. So now the next thing we want to do is create. Now let's add a container. We're supposed to start with a page first before a container. You can see now. So now let's make this container default, and then let's come here. Let's change the color to the background to color, and then it's white. You understand? So one thing I want to do now is that the space in between here, the space here, I want to reduce it. These spaces I want to reduce it, and then this one too I want to reduce it. So now let's go. So we come here. That's where margins and paddings works. You understand? So just click on this thing. Then the padding, let's make it 1. Well, vertical. Padding is the one inside that white box, and we also be reducing down. So let's do the margins. Let's make it top for top. For the top is good. Let's do for the bottom. For the bottom, I want to make it 0. So we are done. So what we want to do now is this particular page. Let's come to the page. So we want to reduce that padding for the page 2. So you can see it's 3, which is much. So we want to make it, let's first make it 2. Let's make it 1. Great. So now for the horizontal, let's make it 1.5. You can see now that that's dropped, but let's make it 1. I prefer 1. Okay, great. So you can see it's now well done. Although let me go back to the page. Here, and then that wish you could, I want to make it bigger. So now the vertical will be 1.5. So like the space between, you can see now. So now the next thing we want to do, which is here, is discover the 227 years old business. And then let's copy, and then let's add a text. So I want to make sure that the text is inside the container. So the text is already there, but because it's white, so now let's go and change the appearance to black, and then let's, from where we want to change it to lobster, I use lobster, and then the size, let's make it 2. Let's see 2. Okay, so now let's come to here and let's paste what we want to paste. Okay, it is much. So let's make it 1.5. So like you can see, I'm not sure, I'm not certain. So I'm trying to guess, and you too can try to guess too. So there's no one thing. In fact, they will tell you, tailors will tell you that any mistake in fashion is a style. Likewise, this thing too sometimes, provided that you follow the rules. If you follow the rules that are existing, like the pattern, like for example, the highlights are good, the color, like the colors is not too brightening, not too shiny, then you can create a new style from there. You understand? So this one is that Discover, which is Montserrat. So it's Montserrat here, and Montserrat is the heavy bold, and then once that generate over first, generate you over. Let's copy, let's paste here, paste as simple as possible. So now let's come here, let's increase the size to 2. Let's see, 2 is not as much as I want it, so let's make it 3. Okay, great. So now the color is around that blue, but because I don't have the color code with me, I have to go around the one I don't have an idea about. So you can see it's all working well. Now this one, let's duplicate it. So we want to come here, and then this 1,090 days, I want to copy it. In fact, I don't know if it's sweet to build landing page here like this. I sincerely don't know. I only tried it once, but I gave up. That was about 15 months from now. So it's been long I used this thing last. So you can see. So now let's make this one 4. Great. So now what we want to do is the line spacing. We want to reduce. Let's click on done. You can see. Perfect. So next we want to do here is 100% guarantee, then the video. Now let's add this. Let me just duplicate this. Whenever you have like test, just duplicate, paste your stuff, and then style it. Let me paste. Let me come here. And before I come here, I want to make it underline. So underline is 2 dashes, dash. Then here dash. So it's underlined already. So now let's come here. Let's give it lobster, because lobster is what I used for the 100% guaranteed. What is it? Yeah. And then for the next thing we want to do is make sure the size is around 1.2. Great. Is that 1.25 good? We want to make it 1.3 or 1.35. So let's go 1.35. What's wrong? So let's make it 2. I just hope that will not be too much. Okay, I think 2 is good. Now the next thing we want to do is this. When you look at it, the space between that white, that blue, this 100% guarantee, and the thing is too much. Like the space is not much at all. So let's give the margins. The margins will be 0.5. Now we are done. So now let's just change it to black color. Black. Then the next thing we want to do is add a video. So let's add a video. And for a video it's very simple. Let me just drag and drop here first. For a video it's very simple. All you just have to do is copy the link. Once you click on this thing, you see upload. Don't upload, embed. When you embed, then you copy the link. Let me copy the link from here. Let me just share. Copy link. So let me paste it here. As simple as that. It will show, but not yet. So now let me just adjust the video. You can see the adjustment. So now let me go to margins. The margins, let me put it at 0. So let me increase the size. Okay, great. Done. You can see it's perfect. Then the next thing I want to do here is someone with half copy. So now let's create one text. Let me just come here. Let me add the text. Select all, paste. So let's add 2 stars because it's bold, 2 stars, and then 2 dashes because it's underlined. Okay, let's put the dashes inside the star. So let's just leave it that way. Yeah, done. So the next thing we want to do now is change it from Lobster to Montserrat. And then the size too. Okay. So what we want to avoid here is the weight. The weight is too heavy, so let's come here. Let's just put it at regular. You can see. So one thing we want to do is the spacing. The line spacing is too much, which we want to reduce. Well, so I'll be looking for like through here. Okay, great. So now let's drag and drop, and let's drop it under here. Great. So now we have a button to add, and then the countdown, and then we are done. So now let me add a button. This button here. So the button, we want to what's the name of the label? I have joined my class to I didn't let class to know how. Join my business class to know how. Then for the domain, one thing you want to do is this. Make sure it's starting with HTTPS. So let's just say wow.me/ your number. This is my number 9076. Let me just type something here. So good. So the color should be white. So the color of the button is kind of green. So that's good. So for over, we want to make it green too, but a lesser, like a lighter kind of green. So that's good. So let's come here to adjust the text. So let's put label plus icon because we want to add an icon. Understand? So color of icon. So one thing we want to do, icon 2 is of white. So the font is Montserrat. Then the weight is too heavy. Let's put it at medium. No, let's put it at. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Bold. So bold is okay. So letter spacing. So let's click done. So I think there's always a problem with this, button. So let's drag the button here first before we now see what we do. So let's come here. Now let's adjust the button itself. Click on the button and now adjust the button. What's wrong? So the button, we have the height of the button, the width. Okay, let me adjust the height. And the icon size should be small. So now the text should be small. I'm still wondering why this thing is like this. What's wrong? Okay, let me figure something out. Okay, one thing I tried to do was this. I reduced the size. Of the font, and then the letter spacing was very much. That's why. So I reduced the size to 1 and then the letter spacing is minus 0.025. So you might want to go with that. So that's it. So then the last thing we want to do, you might change your icon, but I'm not changing it. So the last one is timer. And then you set your timer. Default, easy. We want it to be a countdown. So we want it to run from May. We want it to run till May. Let's say May 18. Today is May 18. Let's make it May 19, 2022. So time, we want it to be 12 a.m. So zone, choose your zone because it doesn't know. So you choose +1 Central Africa. So now let's design it. The appearance, so we want to design myself. Let me see. Okay. I'm trying to use this number of digits to show. So how many digits are we showing? So we want to show hours, days. So if you want to show just hours and days, make sure it's 2, but for me, I'm making it 4. That's days, hours, minutes and seconds. Let me make it 3 rather. I prefer hours. Understand? So width is too much. Let's make it 22. There's nothing much to do here. Let's come to digit itself. So the digit you want to make it. Okay, I made that one black. So the style should be outline. So the outline should be circled, not rectangle. Circle. Thickness should be around 3 to 5. Let's make it 5. Delimiters, none. I don't want delimiters. These are the columns. When you check here, you discover there is no column between them. They are just zeros. There is no column here. So these are, those columns that they have here. Those ones are delimiters. You understand? So let's come here. Done. Now let's come drag it here. So I think, how many did I use over there? I think I used 3 too. Okay, I used 4. So let me use 4 here. So let's come back to timer. Let's make the precision 4, and then the width between them Wait. Okay, let me increase that width to 30. I don't know what's happening. Okay, like I say, is that width I will have to reduce to like 10. So the spacing, I'm not using what I'm designing. Okay, let me go and increase it. Let me go to digit. So the labels are black, so let me change the label font to also Montserrat. And then the width is just normal, regular. And then let's come to digit. Let's come to time itself. I think this is where the problem is. So the spacing should be 8. The width, done. I don't know why this thing is like this. I'm coming. Alright guys, I think I made a mistake in one kind of place. So let me just stop here. So when you're trying to create yours, it won't be like this because I was trying to manipulate all the stuff and I got stuck. Understand? So this is how to do that. I didn't even know it to be as fast as this. So what you want to do is publish. R2. Let's see. So let's just say crazy income. Say make crazy income daily. Publish to car.co. You have to write crazy income.card.co. So let's publish. So we are publishing and then we check. So let's look at it. Oh, let me go and check it out. So let's come here. Crazy income dot card dot co. And boom, you can see. So the video will load actually. The video will load, and this is how it is. So I even spent less than 30 minutes and less than 40 minutes doing this thing. So you can see how simple it is to build your landing page using card.co. So, and for other tips you want to get, you can just subscribe to my channel because I have people asking about Facebook Pixel and so on. So I'm creating a video about that soon. In the next few days you get it. And the reason I've not done it is because Facebook restricted my account. So once my account is back, then we can get going. Understand? So this is how to build a landing page fast as possible with your phone. So if you have other elements, you can just keep adding. In fact, yours might not be to add box. It can just be to add your text first, or you just have to add a background section, add a text. Nothing like this white layer here. You understand? It's based on you. So that's why I said it's very important to watch the first video I created. That shows you how I go about my design process. You understand? So thank you very much. And if you have any question, you can just come to my WhatsApp DM to ask me. Bye.